Hey everybody, welcome back to Chaos Cottage. We're here to react to another stupid thing.
Very intimately.
We're gonna be like this the whole video.
The entire time. Get ready for 20 minutes of this.
So, one of the joys of this channel specifically is that we don't actually watch anything beforehand. Live reactions.
We don't prepare.
We're experiencing this with you. So we all get to just go through it together. I find the content, you bring the popcorn. That's the way it goes.
Yep.
So I have something really special for all of us today. It's a show that aired in 2015, and I think you and I will both be shocked when I say that it was eventually canceled. So today we're watching Sex Box, described as, in this extreme therapy, couples have sex in the soundproof, camera-free sex box, then discuss their life-altering experiences with 3 experts. So without watching anything, let's just break down that. So it's a therapy, right, where couples have sex in a soundproof, camera-free sex box. So arguably like a room, right, in concept.
But on like, do they film the outside of the box it's happening?
And then they discuss their life-altering experience with 3 experts. So it's therapy, sex, experts.
There's a lot to unpack out of this one log line, honestly. What's so life-altering about it is because it's on a stage.
We're also coming in strong with 2.5 stars.
Yeah, so 11 whole reviews.
Are you ready to dive in? Are we ready to dive in?
This just already feels like one of those weird dystopian sci-fi things. You know, like there's the whole Doctor Who episode about like the inevitable future of reality TV where like people's lives are on the line or whatever. This just feels like we're stepping even closer to that being a real thing.
Yeah, well luckily it was canceled.
In 2015. Who knows now? Maybe they should bring it back.
Sex Box contains discussions of a frank sexual nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm sorry. I know, I just broke my own leg, but I cannot not laugh at
Sex Box. Viewer discretion may be advised.
What is that voice? That sounded like Fear Factor.
But also kind of seductive.
I think it's because he said sex box.
You think that's all it was?
I think that's all it was. I think it was that voice coupled with the phrase sex box.
Maybe that voice is just kind of a seductive voice, but nobody noticed before.
Tonight, 3 couples in crisis with nowhere else to turn.
Oh, God.
Will take part in the most radical therapy ever seen on television.
Welcome to Sex Box.
Okay. They explain the rules very clearly. Couples come onto stage, discuss their problems, go into a box on stage in front of a live audience, come out in silk pajamas, and what did he say? The oxytocin?
He made us some science bullshit. The Oxycontin. Well, the Oxycontin is flowing through their system.
Yeah, but that is absolute height.
Guess I'll have to grab something else for breakfast. Like some oxycodone.
They're now intimate with all of their sex box secrets, and we're here to watch. High five, you excited?
This is so stupid. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
What if it's great?
It's like, you know how like on Hot Ones, the whole premise is like, you get the spicy wings so you're more open to being like interviewed with weird questions. It's like that, except so much worse.
Why do you stay in this relationship? Like to date other women?
It won't work for me. I don't know if this is kinky or crazy. I'm serious.
Sorry, but that would make a good shirt. I don't know if this is kinky or crazy.
That shirt has to exist already.
I do have a question about the logistics, because it's not like a 2-minute thing. So, on stage, live audience, into box, and everyone just sort of...
Yeah, do they just wait?
Sort of sit around like...
Does the audience just hanging out,
their phones,
watching,
pull out TikTok.
Yeah.
What about the 3 people on stage? They're just kind of looking at each other like...
How soundproof is the box? I have a lot of questions.
I need to see the back of the box. Does it empty to backstage or something? Because, okay, so there's 2 ways this could go. This happens the way that they claim it does, which is egregious. Or it's obviously all completely fake.
Yeah.
They go into a different room. Nothing actually happens. It's all just like cuts and stuff. They come out in silk pajamas.
That's you can't prove that they're going in the box and having sex without showing it on the show, unfortunately. So inherently it is an impossible premise to confirm.
Our experts are Dr. Fran Walfish, relationship psychotherapist to the rich and famous, published author, and keeper of Hollywood's bedroom secrets.
I was just about to ask who these people were.
Dr. Chris
Donahue, they're nobody.
Cutting-edge sex therapist and controversial voice in the study of relationships in the 21st century.
Cutting-edge sex therapist? What radical thing is he doing? How are you so
All the
radical?
experimental new stuff that people just came up with suddenly in the last 5 years.
Right, I feel like it's definitely one of those areas where, like, there's a whole range of things. What is this guy doing that people are like, whoa,
Right.
whoa, that is cutting edge, dude.
Also, I'm willing to bet that, like, the exploration has been done.
Yeah.
Humans have been around for a long time. This was the first thing we learned to do.
Dr. Yvonne Capehart, a renowned pastor and spiritual advisor to couples in serious crisis.
That's a twist.
Why? Why her? Oh, she's the therapist.
She's the only therapist?
This pastor signed up to be on a show where people have sex in a box on stage while she listens.
It's just funny to say it. It's just funny to hear you say it. It's so dumb.
I mean, I get that it's like a gimmick, like a gotcha title, but like a sex box is also a room. You know? Like I get the like, ooh, crazy words, but like that's just a bedroom.
I don't know if I can do this one.
We haven't even seen the show.
Here to help these couples through their most intimate issues in the most transformative therapy ever captured on TV. This is Sex Box.
Sex box.
It's nice that you want to do everything for me, but like, what do you really want?
Honestly, I want for you to be happy.
I just got sort of an intuition that this is going to go from like hilarious to like really cringy really fast at just at the drop of a pin at some point.
I can see that happening. I feel like these two are on the right page, though. She was like, I want what you want. He's like, I want what you want. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's...
They seem fine. Why are they here?
Elle and Brandon have been married for less than a year and are already acting like an old married couple. Sex is rare, and when it does happen, neither is satisfied. Can the sex box get them out of this terrible rut?
Brandon and I met when we were both on tour with a band. He was part of the crew, and I was one of the supporting acts. From the get-go, it was kind of dramatic and rather public.
Are they claiming to be famous?
No.
Is that what they're implying? It's public because like they're in a band.
No, they said the
that what it-
sex was public.
Right. Oh,
Public and
just
theatrical.
that does-
Fascinating ways to describe
That
it.
does have a different meaning.
You know, sometimes we work 10, 12 hours on music and visuals until we get tired, and then I'm sort of passing out.
Hey, your relationship's falling apart. Glad you're here. Woo!
Hello. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to Sex Box.
Thank you.
Ellen Brandon, we've seen a little bit of your tapes, so we have a little bit of an
Gonna giggle every
understanding of your backstory, but we'd love to hear more about what's going on in your relationship.
Well, we've been together for a little over a year, married about 6 months right now. In the personal level, he's a really great partner, and we work together really well, but sometimes it kind of doesn't cross the line into just special time.
Sex happens when?
Either right before we go to bed or right when we wake up.
And what does it involve?
He has an orgasm and I don't.
Wow.
How was she supposed to know that that's what that question meant? When she was like...
She didn't. She just wanted to offer that information.
She was like, what does it involve? And in my head, I'm like, what did she mean?
Isn't the exceptional honesty supposed to happen after they have sex in the box?
Sounds like they're already talking
Right?
very honestly and openly about things. I didn't understand that question. What does it involve? Well, a Big Mac and...
Do you not know? Aren't you the expert?
Brandon, did you know that she doesn't have an orgasm?
I mean, no, I mean, I don't, I guess, you know, kind of knew it.
Is that word allowed on YouTube?
It's not YouTube. This is all Amazon, baby.
We're putting it on YouTube.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know.
But yeah, I guess it's never really been said out loud.
Have you never said it out loud to Brandon, or has he not heard you?
We talked about it a lot when we first got together, and his view on it was that it should sort of just naturally evolve.
You're not trying to make sure your partner is being pleased? Does that concern you or bother you?
I mean, well, now it does. Now that it's
Now
all-
that you're
yeah,
sitting here.
Now that
Now that I've
We've
been
found the issue.
right.
Show over. No need to go in a box. The issue has been made abundantly clear immediately, and then the show's over, right? Like,
Yeah. He's like, I didn't even know we were coming out here. Wait, what's that box for?
well, I would like to make her have orgasms more.
Why do I not believe you?
I don't know. Maybe you're a suspect individual. I don't know.
I don't either. I don't either.
Because you're very nonchalant, I think, about everything. That's probably why.
Okay.
He
yeah.
likes to laugh things off in
I
general,
see
so
that.
it's
I
hard
see
to
that.
have
I see
conversation.
that.
have you thought about taking this stone cold seriously? We're not on just any show. We're on
We're
Sex
on
Box.
Sex Box.
And what? You're gonna make jokes? You think this is funny? Your partner is in tears, sobbing hysterically.
For the record, I don't like giggle at like childish humor just generally. If this is
That's
the first thing
funny.
you're seeing, it probably sounds like that's just like a thing I do. It's called Sex Box.
Oh yeah, well what if
It's funny. It's just funny.
what if I go like,
What would your response be if she said, well, we just had sex, but honey, I didn't have an orgasm?
sorry? What do they want the answer to that question to be?
I don't know.
I did. High five.
This is
Answer.
2015, right? This is like past the era people just putting literally anything on TV, and
Oh,
somehow the idea of like let's
yeah.
sit in on someone's marriage therapy.
I'd be like, this is an awkward time to bring that up. No, just kidding. I don't know.
That's your issue.
the joke.
That is your
Brandon, the
issue.
joke.
You are
Okay.
just kidding.
Defense. Wait, hold on.
You are too funny to be having good sex. Poor Ethan. He doesn't want to watch this. He doesn't want to watch this.
Probably not.
The joking creates an inability to connect ever. It doesn't make it safe to get emotional. She gets emotional and vulnerable and shares something with you, and you shove it right back and push her way through joking, because that's what's happening with me.
It's almost like he's on stage with a live studio audience and a big box labeled Sex Box in the background.
You feel pressure to perform, Brandon?
Have you always used jokes to hide something? Have you always been this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elle, why do you stay? Why do you stay in this relationship?
I didn't think this was that bad of a relationship when they walked on stage, right?
I feel like that was such a big question.
Right?
Why are you even here? Other things are good in your relationship. Just go. Why do you stay?
The difference in questions is great too. Like, Brandon, do you think maybe sometimes you use humor to mask your feelings? And Elle, why even with this guy?
I know.
mean, like,
What was that? Have you thought about packing your goddamn bags? Look at this dude. Look at him. Disgusting.
we're not even using the box for this one. This one's over. Bring out the next couple.
I think the guy was mad because he called him suspect.
I think you're right.
And he was like, how does he know?
He's saying to me, I'm good the way I am, and as a therapist, and I have to say, great, good luck with that. So then I have to turn to the partner and say, why are you staying in relationships of deprivation?
Because in every other aspect, we work really well. We communicate about daily issues, about intellectual, about emotional, about every other thing. It's just when it comes to the bedroom, you know, and that's why I sort of hoped that it would just naturally resolve.
I mean, yeah. Obviously, that's the answer to that question. Is that not part of his cutting edge sex knowledge? That there are other aspects to a
He
relationship?
was really confused. He's like, what? You like funny guys or something? Disgusting.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what you're talking
He's
about.
over here like flipping through the book like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean? This is not cutting edge sexology.
I would like to have a two-way street because eventually it just wears thin, just always being the pleaser, no matter how much you like it.
Okay, so getting a little serious here for a minute.
Yeah.
With all my feminist knowledge that I have, all just like running through my veins and stuff. Most women have a hard time getting to the finish line for this kind of stuff, especially with another partner. And when I say most women, I mean like 70% of women.
Yeah, it's like pretty common.
Yeah, it's like
Just that
a
it's a
it's a
difficult
whole
thing,
ass
right?
thing, right? Because men are real basic in the way that like you just sort of know like what's gonna work.
Right.
They've been together for 6 months, right? That's not even like a
Yeah, that's
long
not. I thought that
time.
a while ago. I just didn't want to like interrupt to say anything, but like 6 months is like nothing.
They've been together, yeah. So they've been together 6 months. That's not that long,
Most people aren't seeking out relationship therapy after 6 months.
right? It doesn't sound like they have a relationship problem. It sounds like they have
No,
an
yeah.
exclusive problem, which is actually extremely common to have. And they're being serious, and sure, that's like the whole premise of the show. They gotta be serious, but I just feel like there should be some leeway in the sex education for the sex therapist and the sexologist and the pastor to be like, oh yeah,
After.
this is something that is sort of just normal. You don't have to feel like your whole relationship is going down in a giant sinking ship. Why are you with this guy?
Why are you with this?
I feel like-
it's been 6 whole months.
There is some reality that's being overlooked here.
I agree. I
like
couldn't agree
that this
more.
man is absolutely disgusting for having failed at something. And it's like
And just being funny all the time. You think this is a joke?
absolutely disgusting. I hate humor. Every time I got in trouble, my dad would tell me a joke. I've never been the same. Do you know what it's like growing up, being punished with jokes? I had to turn to sexology.
You're going to need to be more assertive and make your needs known to your husband And when he doesn't get it, you need to repeat it and make it very clear, definitive.
You need to be able to verbally explain to him and tell him exactly what you want.
If we could actually be in your bedroom and help you with this, we would, but we can't. And so that's where the sex box helps us.
If I could stand in the corner and watch while giving some helpful tips along the way,
Believe me, I would.
I would do that.
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I would be happy to do that.
But legally, I'm not allowed to do that on live television, so
So
I
we
put
put
a
you in a
wall.
box, and I'll just kind of listen.
Are you ready to go into the sex box?
Yeah.
You want to make me laugh instantaneously? Just play a dramatic note over a shot of some mundane thing. Like, that will work on... When I'm 90 years old, that'll still work on me.
Elle and Brandon will have to think outside the box while they're in the box. Brandon can't be selfish, and Elle has to speak her mind. Not an easy task for either of them.
I saw another door over there. I saw a door on the other side.
Oh,
of there.
really? Okay. You think maybe it's not a full box? You think it's like...
I saw the door. That's a door.
Oh, yeah, there's a seam there.
80% of the married couples that I treat are living in either sexless marriages or dissatisfied sexual marriage.
100% chance that's because you're treating couples in Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
like, absolutely.
You just said you only are with celebrities.
Literally, yeah. I promise you, celebrities are not having good sex with each other.
That is the most...
promise you, that's not. There's no.
That's the
way.
most useless sample of any...
Literally,
of anything.
Yeah, no.
Like, if you wanted to pick the most unrepresentative example of humanity...
Pick the Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's red now.
The good news is they've been in there for 17 minutes.
Hey!
Very good.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to come
So
back
do they,
out
so
either.
they are just sitting on stage? What happened between minute 1 and 17? What were these three doing in these chairs?
Based on the way this show is before it gets edited, I assume they're just sitting there for at least like 3 minutes at a time.
I wish they had panned to the audience who's all just like...
Think they're done?
Mom, I can't. I'm watching Sex Box live.
You guys almost done?
Woo!
I have a harder time saying, I need more.
He just colors when it's... We're
That's
done!
worse. That's worse somehow.
It's awful.
So terrible.
I like to think that it happens and they just
Oh
hit a
my
button
God.
like, yeah!
They should have color codes for different... I don't even know where I was going with that, but like different...
No, there are color. Red is 17 minutes in for some reason, and white is...
I just figured red was like, it's still happening. They're miking them back up.
All right, so Brandon, we had high expectations on you focusing on Elle's pleasure and on her orgasm. And Elle, we had just as high expectations upon you to really let Brandon know what it was you're looking for sexually. We're curious to see how you both felt. We have a card on either side of you, and we'd love for you guys to kind of rate from 1 to 10 Brandon's performance.
Brandon just like draws a big penis.
How well do you think you did?
This one.
8.8.
Yeah.
8. Wait, no, wait. What
I think
does
he
an
was-
8 look like again?
I think in defiance of the White Walker on the judges panel, he was trying to make a comedic point by doing like a big, like over the top scribbling thing. Is what
What
I
if
was
it was
getting
an
from that.
infinity sign and he was like, no, they won't like this joke. They won't like this joke.
How well do you feel Brandon did at pleasing you?
Did you see the one redheaded woman? She was like, how well did he do?
This is such a weird show.
It's awful.
Such an awful show.
It's got 6 episodes and I think it was canceled.
7.9. That's pretty good. Is it?
So it either happens or it doesn't. So it feels like it should be a 1 or a 10 kind of situation.
Oh, it could be a little bit more subjective. Maybe it's just about the effort, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe she's going easy on them because they're on television. Who knows? I feel like there could be other factors, is all I'm saying.
Sure. I just feel like they had one prompt.
Their issue was pretty binary. I agree.
No, I'm just saying maybe the light at the end of the tunnel was only a 7.9 out of 10.
Like that was just
Like,
the
maybe
best it was
that's-
gonna be.
Yeah, maybe that's okay, but why not an 8? 7.9.
That's a good point. What the hell is a 7.9?
Okay, an 8. Oh, except that one thing.
Even tabletop role-playing systems don't use odd numbers anymore because it was too much.
Because a 7.9 says that you were pretty attentive, pretty aware, and the sex was pretty good. And you were aware enough of yourself and of her body to be pretty aligned with that.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Elle, talk to
He
us
was like,
about
I don't remember you being in the room, but thanks, I guess.
why you gave him the number you did.
It was just a little bit of different. There was a lot more talking. I said, I want to be on top right now. I want this angle, and we have to try this. And there was a whole communication level that we got to, I think.
Was it a
That's,
long
wait,
time?
that's huge. That's huge because before there was
Shut up, woman. The man has something to say.
How long? What did it feel like? I've never had sex before.
Don't worry, there's a sex expert here.
It feels like maybe they were a little hard on Brandon. If the issue was that before she wasn't like, let's do these other fun positions out loud, that doesn't feel like a Brandon problem.
point.
Because unless he's like, no,
Yeah.
gross, I hate that idea.
I feel like she's getting off the hook a little bit more here. I mean, they were like, hey, you need to communicate more clearly. That was very much like a little thing added on to
Yeah,
the
after
end
they
of
just like
trashing
punched
Brandon.
in the face like 10 times, they were like, oh, by the way, sweetheart, doll face. Hey, you did nothing wrong. But if you wanted to do something, you could do that. By the way, Brandon.
the big question is, did you both orgasm and who orgasmed first?
Me.
You?
What's up?
Did you? First? They're a little too invested, if I'm being honest. Even if I go to a therapist, I don't want them that like.
Yeah.
They're hanging
If
on
this
by a
is
thread.
How conversations go with your actual like marriage counselor? Find a new one, maybe.
Woo! Everything we were rooting for happened.
They did it.
Confetti.
Yay. 7.9. No higher.
I don't know how the show is going to continue or whatever, and I'm not saying anything is better or worse, but if you go into an empty, like, they said there were some things in the box, but these two came out
was, like,
looking
a
dry with their makeup done and their hair done did.
That's a good
They weren't
point.
doing anything, like, exciting.
Or there's just like a whole assembly line in the box. Like you go in,
I'm
there's the
convinced
bedroom.
there's like 5 people in the box. Like you go in the box and like the makeup artist is there in the corner with like a makeup brush. It's a weird premise with it begs
Right?
a lot of questions.
It does.
Brandon, when you first came out, you weren't that likable, and I just have to believe that that's what Elle encounters often. But when you soften and don't throw up that wall to slam into,
Brandon, when you came out, you triggered all of my trauma and PTSD from my father, who often made jokes when I was a child at the expense of being serious about things. And I took that really personally when you made those jokes. So, but you know what? Now it's different.
Dude, screw this guy.
I don't like this guy very much.
Brandon, when you came out here, we all fucking hated you. I know they did, right? Everyone fucking hated
Oh,
you.
yeah,
Like
collective,
not just
yeah.
me, but like the whole audience. Right?
Yeah,
Everybody?
right.
Everybody?
Oh yeah, boo! Brandon sucked.
Brandon's facial expression, the whole he knows.
Yeah, he knows that he's on a show called
he's-
Sex Box.
He's glaring at this man. I mean, just about like he hates this guy.
I hate this guy.
Clearly.
He should hate this guy.
He should.
I think we got a happy ending for these two, huh? Yeah, they
Whatever.
made it. They did it. Everything's good. Ta-da. Let's move on to the next couple.
All right.
See what their problems are.
Rebecca and Dyson have tried almost everything you can imagine in the bedroom. Now, one of them wants to push things even further, making the other very uncomfortable.
It's worse when you're vague. It's worse when you're vague like that.
It is because now I have to try and figure out what it
I'm
is
like,
you're
what are
talking
they
about.
doing? They've tried everything imaginable, but Dyson wants to push it even further. I'm like, what are all the things?
Right?
What
At
are all
least
the
say what it is so I can only imagine one of them and not all of them.
Right? Look, we've only invited 2 circus people into the bedroom, and it's just not cutting it for me. It's absolutely not cutting it for me. I need more.
Do we think it's vague enough that like they might not even be doing anything that ridiculous, but they just
That's
wouldn't
true.
know?
They just don't. They have no idea.
Because they don't ever say out loud what it is.
That's where I draw the line. That's where the boundary is going to be.
Boundaries are for people that want to stay in the box.
So red flag.
I'm speechless.
I think there are bigger issues here.
I think
than
this
whatever
is
their
the
bedroom
one
preferences.
issue.
Yeah.
She's like, this is my boundary. And he is like, I hate that.
That should be all the conversation is about from this point on.
Fear that we're gonna slip into the routine so much and end up doing something detrimental to our relationship and our family.
What?
So he's worried about normalcy, and she's worried about whatever the fuck he wants to do.
He's worried about normalcy being detrimental to the relationship. He's worried about damaging the relationship by
Not doing enough
doing the same
weird shit. It
Fine.
sounds like he's got like a problem. That sounds
he's
like
got
a
a
him
problem.
thing.
There's a problem there.
So we got to see a little bit of your tape, learned a little bit about you, but I know there's a whole lot more going on in your relationship.
Wait, so he wants to give them the benefit of the doubt? I know there's a lot more to your relationship than just this problem. But Brandon comes out and he's like, why are you with Brandon?
Brandon really triggered some kind of like
Absolutely.
deep monkey brain response in that guy. I don't know what was going on there.
We're just looking to spice things up a little bit.
And we've done that to a certain degree, but
What have you done?
we've had threesomes, foursomes, moresome, done everything.
It was against my religion to have heard that. Threesomes, foursomes, moresomes?
That is what she said.
Dr. Seuss shit, but
I don't know what people do. This is all very alien to me to begin with, so it's even more annoying that they're not just specifying what they're talking
I
about.
don't understand. If 10 other people can't solve the problem,
That's true.
What
What
else
does this
is
guy
what-
want?
not her, apparently.
Yeah, that might be the issue.
She thinks I'm too far outside the sex box.
What is it you're wanting to do that's too outside the box for her?
I'd like to date other women with my wife.
He wants to divorce his wife. He does not want to be in this relationship.
She's just not enough. Like, that's...
I mean,
She's not enough. Either there needs to be more or less of her. Like, this isn't something they're gonna solve in the box.
yeah, right, no, this is not going to be solved with the sex box.
He's like, I want it to be polyamorous. I wanna be
Shockingly.
in a multiple partner relationship. What, gonna come in the box and come out with 2 other people? Like, what is...
That would be amazing. But no, I think you're right. Surprisingly, we might find out that the sex box is not a one-size-fits-all solution to everyone's marital problems.
Yeah.
Already, who
I'm
would have
shocked.
guessed?
You're looking to keep things as they are, but also bring in another partner so that the three of you have what some would call a throuple.
Exactly.
Three-person-based committed relationship.
Which I think is the worst name in the world. But
I agree with you.
Have you thought about how that would send you to hell? Have you thought about the religious repercussions of such a thing?
How many comments do you think they're having to cut out from her?
I don't know. They wanted her on the show, so I bet she just hasn't said anything
Like,
yet.
look, we're making a show called Sex Box, but like,
We
no
would
one's gonna go for that on TV. You can't start talking about Jesus and shit like that.
So why do you want that? What is it about Rebecca as your wife that now you feel that you need another woman to connect with emotionally in addition to Rebecca?
being in a relationship with someone longer than 5 years, you start to get into a routine. And I think the routine is the death of sex and intimacy and all that. Chris Rock does this bit about old versus new, you know? And there's a lot of good things about the olds, but then you have those things that are kind of lacking because you've just been together.
This bitch is done, and I'm completely with her. As soon as he starts mentioning the Chris Rock bit, she is absolutely like, oh, this fucker's gotta go. Like, she knows this box will do nothing. If you can't find a better way to talk about your wife than comparing her to an item of some sort, like, if you're still doing that, you don't deserve a relationship. You just don't. Like, that...
I don't think he wants one. I have nothing bad to say about like polyamory or whatever.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like her.
No, I think there's
I don't think he wants to be here.
I think there's plenty of, there's totally completely okay things about being polyamorous. This is not that guy's problem.
No.
It's not just that
No.
he wants an open relationship with multiple people. He can't talk about his wife with comparing her to old ass fucking shit.
Right.
Like, no. Only a special man could come on TV and make me feel like out of all the people on stage, the one I would relate to the most would be the pastor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, she's the only one that blinked an eye.
Yeah,
the other two
that's
were like,
true.
more, please. When he was ready to just tell that bitch to leave Brandon,
Right?
this guy's like, my wife is very similar to an old broom closet. And he's like, yes, relatable. Yeah, we can work on this.
17 years I know this man. He has brash delivery.
I'm from New York. That's what we do.
Let me just explain something to you about the old and the new.
Okay?
We would love to go home with you guys and help you with this on the spot. We can't do that. But that's why we have the sex box.
Why is he so excited about it?
Again, I would love to help. I would love to
Can't
put
tell you how much I
block-
want.
in the round hole. I would love to help do that. Would love to be involved. Again, I'm sorry.
They told me I couldn't do it, so that they made the box.
What about this situation made them think they could go into a box and have sex and come out better?
I'm sorry.
I don't like boundaries. I want to add new people to the relationship. My wife reminds me of an old dusty bucket. Maybe the sex box will work.
You're absolutely right, and I hate this guy so much. And also, it is still so hilarious when they say the word sex box and the camera just cuts to the box, and does a slow zoom on the box.
It's its own character.
Comedy gold.
It's its own character.
We want to make sure that the two of you are able to create that just with the two of you and nothing folded in.
Yeah.
All right. So let's send you into the sex box.
I assume that's why they're on the show. Like,
What?
I think they're probably here because they want to go into the sex box, right?
Oh, maybe
like,
this is pushing it
this is
outside the
the-
box.
yeah,
like,
right,
This
this
is the kinky thing. He's like, oh yeah, just a like, let's have sex in a box on stage. And she's like, how would we do that?
Yeah.
This is their thing.
Maybe in a way this is the solution.
We get to
Even if
experience it, you and me,
momentarily.
together. We're a part of this man's fetish.
That's why the whole show happened.
Well, I'm actually confident, based on the woman I met here today, that if it's not working for her, she will shut it down and he'll listen. He seems pretty open.
But should we recommend her to give into this when she strongly believes deep down
What?
inside that the risk is
You know what? Justice for Brandon. Justice for Brandon. Are you kidding me? This dude's like,
Has this guy ever correctly interpreted anyone's
No.
intentions?
this dude straight up is like, I don't like boundaries. And he's like, you know, I really trust this
I
guy.
think he'll listen to reason.
Trust this guy to live. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You remember that fucking Brandon kid and how he's
Not
cracking-
like goddamn
cracking
Branson.
fucking jokes.
At least this guy is not such a joker all the time.
If he is lazy sexually and you brought in another partner, how do you think that would impact his attention to you sexually?
It actually literally physically turns me on to see how he pleasures another woman. I like it, so it doesn't bother me.
Everything about your words and everything you said made me think you want it.
Okay.
Your body language spoke to, I kind of really don't want to do this.
See, that's
but
odd to me.
I'm doing.
She's like, I'm a bisexual fucking woman. I'm sorry you can't read that, but how many more times do you want me to say, I like other women? It's cool for him to do things with other women. I heard your words, but I made up shit in my own mind that told me you didn't mean what you just said to me. I hate the redheaded judge.
Yeah,
I
no,
friggin'
she's
hate,
completely useless input the entire time.
I hate her.
You are trying to convince yourself when deep down in your heart, you want your man and you want your man only. You don't want to take that risk, in
No,
my opinion,
no,
of risking.
Now
I'm gonna flip some fucking tables if they keep telling this woman who has been explicitly cleared what she isn't okay with.
I'm only on her side in this entire thing so far, I think.
This man's biggest problem is his disrespect to her boundaries, which she has made clear revolve around children, not her own sexuality. And if these judges keep making shit up in their fucking brain, which they think she wants,
Okay, but is it at all surprising that the old white lady and the pastor are going like, I'm not sure you're actually bisexual. That's the part I want to talk about.
Relationally, you should be concerned
Yes.
that they might attach more so than you and him. You should be concerned
I
that they
said
might
that.
develop something that you can't
said that.
sustain or that you
True.
can't compete with.
Based on what you just said, can we agree you're not going to do this?
I can't guarantee that.
that's his problem.
Right,
She
yes.
goes, I'm okay with these things. I have boundaries and this concern. And he goes, yeah, I don't specifically care about those things.
She's being more than reasonable.
We got so invested in this show.
We did.
I mean, at first it was just like, this
I'm
show's
into it
stupid.
now.
And now you and I are like, shut up, these stupid, dumb sexologist, therapist, bullshit pastors. Shut up.
That will always be a fantasy that I'll hold on to in the back of my mind.
Right now, I'm talking about
Right now? Oh,
currently.
yeah. Yeah, I'm
Right
with
now.
it. Yes, I'm with it. She's like, no, let's not talk about it. We'll revisit in a
What is that?
She was like, can we agree that you're not going to pick up another part? And he's like, no, I'm going to think about that all the time. She's
No, I mean, like,
she's
right now.
I meant like, yeah, like
today.
don't-
Oh,
yeah,
no,
like,
not today.
Today,
No.
no, I'm busy. I've
Yeah.
got work to do for the rest of the evening. But tomorrow?
No guarantee on tomorrow.
I
Who
can't
knows?
I'm not talking about forever. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
right now,
right
yeah, I'm
now.
totally cool with that. I'm in this with her. For the first time ever, I got my head on straight and I'm like, you know what? We have kids. We've built this foundation.
Maybe the sex box is magical. He went into the box not caring. He went out of the box being like, you know what? I'm in total agreement.
And by magical, I mean there's a producer back there going like, listen here, buddy.
Say this. It's good
You're
for
going
the
to go back
ratings.
out there.
There's like two guys like cracking their knuckles on the other
I
side.
like
of the
that
box.
that's what the sex box is. It's just two.
Yeah.
The actual therapists are in the box.
Right.
We do this.
Mhm.
Then they go into the real marriage counselor and they come back out.
Exactly. They spent 26 minutes in the box. That's a better counseling session than the 5 minutes they got on stage.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
That's it. That's it. They didn't get a score.
No, yeah, the score thing was only for the one couple. They didn't do that. They're just making this up as they go, I think.
I know that you guys could not be more thankful that we've introduced you to this show. It's on Amazon. We're happy that you're happy.
I think that, you know what? Bring it back. Why not?
Bring it back. All right. I think we've made all our dumb jokes.
Thanks for tuning in. Let us know in the comments what else you'd like to see us do videos on in the future. And what you thought of the show. I'm really curious.
Well, I'm
Especially
so
like,
curious to see what you guys think of this show.
I'm fascinated because like we released the one video a while ago on the top 10 wives or whatever, and we were like laughing
was
it up,
funny.
and everybody else was like, "This is appalling." And
Yeah,
we're
you
like,
guys were really upset. So
yeah, no, I mean you're right.
Mhm. But otherwise, it was a great show.
It was.
a good time.
If you'd like to support the channel, check out buymeacoffee.com, link in the description, and
Vote for us to be on the next episode of Sex Box.